Welcome to Duke's United show, and it's the preview Manchester City versus Man United. And I have one of the biggest supporters, someone I met about a few months ago, Big Steve. Great to have you on the show, and great to obviously have a little chat about how you think this game's going to go. How's it going anyway?
Yeah, mate, I'm fine. Thank you. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Looking forward to the game on Sunday. Well, I think I am. I don't think you are.
I am not. If you saw you've seen the thumbnail already. So yeah, I'm not too happy. I'm not too optimistic about the game. I think we're in for a battering, to be fair. I've never felt so like we're going to get battered than this game. I think we've been playing so bad all season. Injuries have not helped. The performances have been so bad. But the thing is, we just don't have athletic players. We don't have players that can do anything. So we're just in for a battering. I can't even see us doing anything else. So, so what do you do?
I mean, with Derby Day, we know the form can go out the window. I know it's an old cliche, isn't it? But I mean, I went to Old Trafford with Benjani and Darius Vassell up front. You had Ronaldo, Tevez, and Rooney, and we won. So, there's been times when I've expected City to lose and we've won, and there's been times when I've been a little bit confident and thought City's going to batter United, and United have won. So we've just got to be careful because we can't afford to lose. We're in a title race. We're building momentum. I went to Luton on Tuesday. We're fantastic. People saying, "Oh, it's only Luton," but not many people go to Luton and do that. You know what I mean? And it was the manner of the performance, like Big Earl with the 5 goals, Kevin De Bruyne, that link up that we saw last season is starting to happen again. So we're in really good form going into this game. Injury-wise, Jack Grealish pulled up with a groin injury again, which is not ideal. But other than that, we're more or less fully fit, I think, on the blue side of Manchester.
Is that why he came off then? It's not for any other reason then?
No, he's pulled his groin. Yeah, he was playing really well. There's a lot of Manchester City fans that don't actually watch football. They just literally judge it on stats and he's not doing well because he's not scoring or assisting. But you're an ex-player. You know that when you watch Pep's team, it's all about keeping the ball. It's about being fluid. Jack Grealish's job is not the Aston Villa Grealish, get the ball, beat a couple of men, let a shot off. It's keep wide, drag a couple of players over to you, keep recycling the ball, keep it moving. And we went to Copenhagen the other week, and first 20 minutes we were outstanding. The play was flowing left to right, looked beautiful. They took Jack off, he was injured, and then they bring in Jeremy Doku, who's a very young player, very talented, fast, direct. But then all of a sudden, what you find then is the ball's sticking to Jeremy too long. He's wanting to dribble. He's wanting to cut inside. He's wanting to do something. And then the whole team just looks that little bit disjointed. So, I'd rather have Jack in there at the minute, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. And I'm sure, wasn't he a right-sided winger anyway? Or am I wrong with that?
No, I think he used to play on the right, obviously. But Pep's always preferred him in this left side. I mean, I would have loved to see Jack Grealish in where Foden is now in the 10, just having a run in the middle, going left and right. But he's never really fancied him there. But and look, I can't argue with him because we're doing well. If we were losing games, then we could maybe kick up a storm. But no, he prefers him on the left, and I think that's just where he's going to end up.
Yeah, to be fair, look, I like Jack Grealish. I thought he was really good at Villa. He obviously was asked to do a lot more. He's come into City, had to change his game up a bit, be more kind of simple play. But we know what he's about. He's a player who gets fouled a lot because you can't get the ball off him. You try and get the ball off him, you foul him, he's on the floor. And he can keep the ball really well in tight situations. And that's what you need. That's what City play. The way they play is perfect for someone like Jack Grealish. Although he's not got the stats like your goals. For example, you look at Rashford, he got 30 goals. But then it's night and day. The kind of football that they play is completely opposites. So some people might go, I'll stick with Rashford because he's bagging 30. If he is bagging 30, of course, you might go, right, Rashford over Grealish. But in terms of football, there's never been, there shouldn't ever be a conversation about who's the better football player at all. So that's what you get there. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming with that. And again, Doku's come in. He's got good skills. He can beat a man. but he doesn't have as much end product. He doesn't.
No.
It doesn't really come to something, does it? At the end, enough. I think he's going to improve. I think if you could do what you done with Sterling, where he used to be similar, and then he ends up being a 25 goal a season man, I wouldn't be surprised if Pep could get this guy to do that as well and get in them positions more often, maybe off the right probably when Bernardo Silva ends up leaving one day, because he's a top player. You don't want to take him out of the right either. So you guys are on fire. You're not the same. Something's not the same this year. I don't know what it is, but something isn't the same with City.
I think it's the Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez effect. I think you're taking a lot of goals and assists out of the squad. You're taking experience with Gundo, which you can't buy. I mean, he brought Kovacic in, and I think he brought Kovacic in to bring a little bit of that older head. Kovacic was not a Pep signing at that kind of age, but he's brought him in. We've got a lot of young kids coming through. And you've got to find that balance as well in the squad. It's all right having a lot of young players and stuff, but you need the older heads in there that can, we're a big team now and we're playing big games, big competitions, and we're going to the end in every single one. And that's when, it's not always about the best team. Sometimes it's about having that mentality. And Kyle Walker was on the verge of leaving. He persuaded him to stay. But we haven't been different. We've not blown teams away, but if you watch my streams on my channel, the word I use at the beginning of the season was efficient. I think our displays are efficient. I don't think we have to blow everybody away. We've got nothing to prove. We're last business end of the season now. We're 1 point off Liverpool. We're 1 point in front of Arsenal, and we're not playing well. So we're quite where we want to be, really.
Yeah, I think you are where you want to be. I just think, like before last year, you had the ability to really just slack teams up, batter them every single week. I think you've got the ability to do it, but I just think it's a bit tighter now. You're not able to go and win those 5-0 every week, because the players are different. Like you said, I think Mahrez makes a massive difference to the way you guys were playing, and the efficiency levels of him compared to, let's say, a Doku. Think about the amount of goals that would have been scored if he was there compared to Doku. That's where the difference is now. You're winning 1s and 2s where that would have probably been 3, 4, and 5 on many occasions. So you couldn't. Daz, he's still coming up with this 115 charges has affected City this season. They've been found out for they cheated. They ain't cheated yet.
You know what? I love this because I said it on my stream, man. Man United 20 years ago, they had everything on us. They could rip me apart in here for 2 hours a day. All this guy's got left there is 115 charges and a bucket hat from the Glazers from the FA Cup final. There's not left, man. We took the treble, we've took the doubles, we've took the three in a row. You know what I mean? We've took it all, man.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I can't even say anything. I can't pipe up. There's no piping up possible anymore with us. We're so bad. I can't say anything, and it hurts. It does hurt because every week I still turn it on. I still think we're going to play a little bit better. We're gonna do something, and we just don't. We just don't play well, and obviously I know why, because a lot of the players that make a difference to us are injured, and if they're not playing, we go down to like a championship type of team. That's the way I see it. It's like we've got 2 squads: one squad that's Champions League, and one squad that's Championship. The minute you lose the Champions League, the drop off is so far, it's ridiculous. And we just look so bad. So yeah, it's mad times. When I was growing up, I did remember Cantona. I remember, us killing you guys. And remember that 5-0 win. 5-0 win against City.
I was at that 5-0 win. I was at that 5-0 win at Old Trafford. You know what I mean? It was heartbreaking. But
I think Beagley was playing. Who are the boys now? Who was playing? Was it
Paul Walsh, Niall Quinn? David Brightwell played at left back or right back, and Kinchelski's ripped him apart.
Yeah. Did he got the hat trick? Did he get a hat trick?
Yeah. We had to get an emergency goalie in on loan from Sheffield United. Simon Tracy came in for that game. It was his debut. Conceded 5. It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good.
Yeah, and now look at how things changed. How things changed quick. Like, it was crazy how you get the takeover. And all them players, obviously, then the players start coming in, the good players. You start seeing an influx of good players, similar to like how Newcastle went from being not the best, and now they're going places. Then all of a sudden you get the Pep, and that's where everything changes. Like Pep comes in, he brings in all the top players. He knows what he wants to do, and he just does it. And ever since then, it's been blue. Manchester has been blue since then, and it's been ridiculous. And I grew up the whole time Manchester was red. Now I'm forced to live in the blue. We got to admit it. I'm forced to live in the blue, and it's not nice to see. But
I think the definitely going in the right direction with the Jim Radcliffe situation. I think that needed to change. I think from the outside looking in, Manchester United, when I was growing up, was unbelievable. They were just doing everything we wanted to be as a club.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought we'd get there. I thought they were too far ahead, too strong. Sheikh Mansour came in and obviously changed the fortunes, and we've been gathering momentum for a long time. And I think a lot of the United board have been looking over the road with a bit of naivety, thinking, no, this is just City, this is going to end in tears, or this ain't going to happen, they're never going to catch us. And then they've woke up one morning, we're on the doorstep, we're making the noise, we're taking over the gaff. Even Gary Neville, I spoke to Neville on the overlap, and he said, first few years, even the United players were like, it's just Man City, mate, Robinho and all that, don't worry about that, that's not going to happen. He said, all of a sudden, when you take Tevez, and then they were like, you know what, this is a problem, you know what I mean? This is a problem, and now, you know, we're there, and we're on and off the pitch, we're doing what we do. But United need to regroup, start again. It's not like they've got a lot to do. The infrastructure and the foundations and the players, and they're all there. They've just got to make, for my opinion, from the Glazers down to the management, that line of command, he's always not been the best, and I think that needs to improve. Get footballing men in, and get United back up at the top table. Yeah,
look, at the end of the day, the way I see it is you always go through these phases, and obviously players are going to get older, and I think there's not too many great players out there after this generation of players. So once they get a bit older, like Liverpool getting older, City are getting older, and then if Pep moves on, there isn't really too many players out there that you go, oh my gosh, they get them. And then you're looking at it going, right, how are they going to stay ahead? The same way United, we were at the top all the time. Then all of a sudden, we end up buying a few bad buys, or we get a new manager in. He buys a couple bad buys. They get rid of him. Then they buy bad buys. All of a sudden, the whole squad's completely changed. So it can happen very quickly where things change. You go from the top team to something else. And, you know, we all have our eras. Obviously, the eras do change. We'll see when the first person to leave now is Klopp. So are Liverpool going to get someone in that can carry that on? I'm not so sure, because there's not too many Klopps around. He's a top manager. And the same thing with Pep. I don't know how long he's got. But the same with us, it's like, we need players. We just need players of a certain level that could handle disability. You know, to play against teams like City, Liverpool, Arsenal, we need players with technical ability and brains. Yeah. When I look at our team, the only player, you know what's weird? It's so bad that I am pinning my hopes on a player who doesn't even play for us. He plays for us, but he doesn't play. His name is Ahmed. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
He's got ability. He's got the brains. He knows how to play and keep the ball well. Yet he sits on the bench, and we have someone like Anthony playing, and he's not even like the 20th best winger in the league. Makes no sense. Daz is saying some more nonsense. Again, I gotta say, Daz, I don't agree with this stuff. But
I think he's been up early. I mean, he needs to calm down, man. He needs to relax.
Everything.
Derby Day nerves are getting to him here, Daz. You know what I mean? He needs to sort himself out.
Klopp better than Pep.
You're right about the recruitment. The recruitment level at Man United over the last few years has been totally off the scale. I mean, you can go back to Schweinsteiger, Falcao, Di Maria, Ibrahimovic, Cavani, Igalo, Weghorst. Yeah. These are in this era, these are not Man United players at this time in the career. These are players to get to sell shirts, to get the fans on side, and to keep on plodding. Amrabat, not a good player in my opinion, especially not a left back. Johnny Evans, we beat Man United 6-1 12 years ago. Johnny Evans played centre back, and he's back there. right? That just shows you. That just shows you the levels. And this is what I'm saying. As a Man United, fan, I'd be looking at that and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Years ago, Man United would walk in a negotiating room. They put down the shirt with a number 9 on the back, your name on it. You're signing. Don't matter what the wages are. You are signing. They could walk in that room now with that shirt and a bucket load of money, and they ain't signing, mate. They're getting off.
Yeah.
Because if I'm an agent, and you're an agent, you ain't recommending your young, up-and-coming client to sign for Man United in the current state they're in.
No chance. No chance. They don't create chance for their strikers. They don't. Their wingers are non-productive. Like, we don't do anything. Even our fullbacks, the best we got is Shaw when he's fit, who can sometimes provide, I would say, a good level of assistance in terms of crossing balls and being an assist man. But really, we've got no end product from fullback and wingers. What are you going to do when you got no fullbacks, no wingers who've got ability to put dangerous balls in the box? That's a recipe for disaster. And then we've got obviously only a young boy up front in Højlund, who's obviously starting to look a lot better. I think he's got a long way to go, but at least he's hardworking. And he looks like he's an all-rounded striker who's here to stay for the long run as well. So hopefully he can be our 20-goal a season man, whether it's 20 goals in all competitions at first, and then further down the line he can get to 20+ goals. We're going to miss him because we do need a normal striker who knows how to play in the 9. Rashford is just not looking the part at all. And somehow, I've always said, like, Rashi, he's a player who plays himself into hot form but doesn't know how he got there. So it's not up here. It's just through repetition, playing, and then all of a sudden you get on a hot streak and then you're firing. And that, I used to feel the same way myself, because there's certain players, when you watch, they know how to play up here, and they'll never play bad. Like, even if it's a first preseason game, they'll just play great because they know what they're doing. For me, I used to take time I used to have the whole preseason to get my bearings and understand what I'm doing again. I look like a panel beater. Then I look like a world beater at times. So the same thing with Rashi. He'll go through times where he absolutely looks like a panel beater right now. But then how can he look like a world beater when he's on fire? It just makes no sense. But it's all up here. It's all up here.
I think United fans, they're looking at him as a Mancunian lad. They're looking at him for some inspiration. But do you know, certain players, they have a connection with the supporters and that. At the minute, it looks like he hasn't got that connection. I seen him the other night against Forest. He had a couple of chances. The fans were singing his name. You know, you just need a bit of acknowledgement. But we've seen the videos going online of him trying to press. I think Rob Sparkley's running rings around him. It's poor. That doesn't help him. We've seen him in Belfast have the night out and never turn up for training. It's not good. So I think the relationship with the manager is not great. But what he needs to do is he needs to go back to basics, like you said. He needs to go back to being Marcus Rashford, the Mancunian kid who's playing for his boyhood club. Forget the nonsense and start putting a shift in. You know what I mean? Because the pressure on Højlund to come in, I think Ten Hag thought, right, Rashford's our main guy. He's going to get me 20 plus off the left. Højlund can come in and just add to the numbers. Happy days. Rashford dries up. Højlund's then right at the centre of Man United, biggest football club in the world. You are our main striker. Erling Haaland across the road's getting 50 goals. So the pressure for that young kid, it's a lot. So for him to do what he's doing and keep going, I give credit to him. There is a bit of a player in there. But from management style, the pressure should never have been on Højlund this season. It should have been a Julian Alvarez season. Haaland last season, Alvarez behind him, and then just interchange it a little bit.
100%. But the other side is, I think he would have still been able to handle the pressure more if we just had a proper team behind him that were actually creating him clear chances. Like, we've been creating one of the least chances in the league, and that's piling even more pressure on him. I remember before we were calling ourselves, even last year and the year before. Last year was a good year, yeah. Let's take that one out because all the players that came in made us a team. Martinez makes us a proper football side. Without him, the ball doesn't progress into the next third while the players are not in position. So he has the understanding of when to play it through to the next third, and then they have time to then play their through balls. Now we have mid defense who just don't pass the ball quick enough. and don't have that quality to slide it right through the lines and then allow the next phase to move on. So we're just stuck in phase one all the time. And that's what was our problem the years before, when we didn't have a player like Martinez in there, or even a Casemiro as well. So what you got is moments football. Man United, we were called a moments team, where Rashford would do something out of the blue. Martial, when he used to play, do something out of the blue. Or someone had to do something on their own out of the blue to get a goal. Otherwise, you're never scoring for United. So, you know, it's just unfortunate that we're in this position. We don't even. There's so much wrong with United. I could talk forever, but that's why I've been saying it and saying it and saying it. But it's like every game is a broken record, saying the exact same thing. So coming into this game, it's so weird because I got to give Eric Ten Hag his props, and at the same time, I'm not happy with him because, first of all, the injuries he's basically got a Ragnick team that never won a game, kept losing all the time. That's what he's basically been having to deal with. And somehow we've managed to pull results together with really bad performances. So even when we win, we've got 5 wins and then we lose one, and everyone's like, he still needs to go. Still, because it's so poor to watch. I don't want to watch that. No one does. And we're scraping through victories against the deadest of teams, and then we lose a game. And like I say, he's got to get his props because we're top of the form table somehow with the team we've got. And I just want to see the boys come back. And I feel for him, because if he did have Martinez back and he was able to play Højlund up front, everybody that he's brought in, apart from Anthony, let's get rid of him. I know you must know how bad he is.
Yeah, that's terrible.
With all them players in the team, and especially Martinez with Casemiro, everyone else, some other players can kind of get a blind, like they can kind of be in the side and it doesn't matter so much. But with them out of the side, United are finished. We're a championship side. That's what I can see. So,
yeah, listen, I can't not agree with that. It has been poor. You know, the FA Cup final last season, near the end, they didn't even go for it. United, they were sitting deep, just thinking, you know what, we'll take this. My friend's a United season ticket holder. He said to me, he went, Ten Hag's going to go there. We're going to defend, and we'll try and get you on the counter attack. If we get beat 1-0, he'll be happy with that.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Mad.
That's United for you. It was sad. It's sad times at the moment, and we just need a couple more transfer windows, and we need to get quite a few of the boys out, and then bring in some real quality young players that nobody knows. Not spending 70 million on every player. We need to get them players who can do a job for that position, play that position. That's it. We just need those, you know, like your Darren Fletcher kind of guys. We need a few of those, and then one high profile player. That's all you need. Not just all profile players, and then they're the wrong type. They don't complement each other. And that's another thing. We just don't have a team that complements.
It's like the signing of Casemiro. Okay, great player, reputation-wise, but you're relying on a guy. He's only going to go backwards. There's no sell-on value. He's only going to go backwards. A few games this season, Fulham ran right through your midfield. He was treading water in there, right? You look at City now. Next season, El Chivera, captain of the Argentinian under-18 team, already signed. Savio spent a season on loan at Girona, scored 2 the other night in the Spanish league. 19-year-old winger signed. You know, there's players that in the academy are coming through where you can see where the pathway is they're going to get in at Manchester City, and we're recycling it. The players that don't get in at Manchester City, they're getting sold for 20 million quid. Cole Palmer, 45. James Trafford, 20 million. Felix Nemecha went to Wolfsburg, and then he's gone to Dortmund. We've got a sell-on clause. You know, all these players are moving, but they've got sell-on clauses. The academy over the last, I think, 5 years has raised nearly £400 million. And that's why it's a machine over there.
Yeah, you guys are doing the right things, but you guys are on it. We know that. You guys are firing. So I just want to talk to you about the last thing I want to really go through now is, who do you think is going to play, and what do you think the score's going to be? Because it's a tough one, but just give me that. We've got 5 minutes. I've got 5 minutes left, so I want to get your opinion on that, and then I'll say what I think, and who's going to score, what the score is going to be. Just try and give me as much of your insight as you think is going to really happen in this game?
I think we're going to go strong. We need to win it. I think it'll be Ake, left back, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Kyle Walker. I think he'll play him because of the counter.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
the midfield will be Rodri, Foden, De Bruyne, be Bernardo on the right.
Ooh.
I think Doku will start on the left because we're at home, and it'll be Ireland up front.
Wow.
I just think it's no mercy time. Show him no mercy. I say it all the time. If Pep's listening, show him no mercy. Last derby at the Etihad, we 6-1 up in the 81 minute. We're bringing 4 subs on. Don't do that. Kill him.
Kill us. Yeah.
Kill him, man. I just think, look, Man United ruined my childhood, I admit it. But Manchester City are ruining grown men's lives now. You know what I mean? So it swings and roundabouts. So, but I think we've just got too much for him. I think we've got to keep the ball. We've got to get Man United working hard off the ball, chasing us down, pressing. And I think we've got to lay a lot of traps for him. I think Johnny Stone's going into midfield. They won't be able to handle. I feel like Doku's got to release the ball early. We've got to keep it flowing. And I just think the form at the Etihad, the way we are at the Etihad, we just got to get 3 points. And my score prediction, 4-0.
Wow. Okay. I haven't even really had time to think about it. So who are you going with the goal scorers then? Give me the goal scorers as well.
I think Big Earl and Phil Foden will steal the show again. I think Erling might get a couple. Foden, and I'm going to go for someone like Rodri, edge of the box, Istanbul vibes, bang, seal it with a 4th.
Well, okay, let me think. I was going to do a combined 11, but it's all going to be City, so there's no point in doing that.
So it's snowing, by the way. Now it's snowing out here. I'm just looking out the window. It's snowing.
It's not here. I'm just outside. I'm by the airport side, Wilmslow, so it's not too bad here. But hopefully it'll be all right.
East Lancashire, so I'm in the hills. But yeah, the snow's coming, mate. It's coming.
Bloody hell! I think we're going to end up with a botched job at the back with Lindelof. I don't want to see it, but I think Lindelof will play left back. I think you're going to have Varane with Maguire, which is going to be a nightmare as well. I would rather play Evans and Varane. I think they understand the game better. I think Evans is a better player. I'd play him there, and I'd put Dalot right back with what we've got. I'd go with Casemiro and Amrabat, and then I'd also put. See, this is the thing. I want to play Ahmad on the right, but in this game, I'd probably start him on the bench, and I'd put Casemiro with Amrabat with Bruno in the hole. And I'll put not Bruno in the hole. I put Maino in the hole, and I put Bruno on the right. Last time we played you guys, Bruno did okay from the right, and he actually gives a bit of end product for someone up front. So Rashford, he's going to be on the last line. I think Garnacho on the left. If Rashford can just look to make runs in behind and try and counter, I think that's the only way I can see us being able to do something. I think we need to be tough in the midfield. That's why I'm saying Amrabat with Casemiro, with Maino ahead, because he knows what he's doing. He can play in that hole as well. But I don't want to see Maino on the right, so I'd rather Bruno on the right. Garnacho, keep doing what you're doing. Although you got not much end product recently, your touch is not really what I want it to be. But he's not short of being confident. You know, he's very confident, and he can still hurt you with pace. So keep playing. I'll put him on the left, Rashford up front, Bruno on the right. And that's the only way I can see us being somewhat good defensively and maybe having something to be able to get a goal. So I think that's the only way we can really get something out of this game. And then later on in the game, I'd bring Ahmad on and maybe bring Bruno into the middle. Maybe Amrabat would have to come off at some point and then jig it round again where Casemiro and Mainu go in the middle. That's what I would do. I can't think of any other players we've got anyway to choose from, and there ain't any other dangerous players in our side at all anyway. That's me wishful thinking, but it's even then, if that team did play, I would be a little bit optimistic that we can snatch something, maybe a draw or a 1-goal win if we get the first one. But the way it is, let me be realistic. I actually see us getting whooped, probably 3 or 4-1. 3 or 4-1. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But when I do think that, it never does happen. So I hope.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I'm worried about that. That never goes to plan, does it? When you think, oh, we're going to get levered, and then it's something mad happens. So
Exactly.
we just
So
need the 3 points because we're in a title race, and we've got Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, Spurs next. We can't afford to lose any points.
you guys are okay anyway. You guys got the team, you got the boys, players in form, so you can't really worry too much. We're the ones to worry at the moment. I do think Arsenal have got what it takes to kind of win it this year. You know, I do feel like they have, but I still think you guys are still going to be favourite.
What about that mentality though? When you're going in them games near the end, you know City's on your tail, and you go down at the Emirates, and it's panic stations again. That's when I think the crowd got on the case a little bit, and I think that's when they lost it for me. I don't think that if City go 2-0 down at the Etihad, no one's panicking in that stadium, not one person. At the Emirates, 2-0 down, it's game over.
Yeah, I think from last year they would have learnt from that. A few players that they've brought in and the experience of going through that last year, they're gonna feel, I've been through that now. And this is how it does happen. It does change. After 1 year of feeling that, you realize, why was I so uptight? We lost. We're losing. Why did we go from playing so well, and then we just died? We fell off the cliff. Not we, but you know what I mean. They fell off a cliff last year and lost so many games, draw so many games, not playing well from being so good. I think they've learned something different this year. They've been a little bit more steely. They've been scoring freely. They're looking like a proper side. I don't think they'll fall off this time the way they did last. It's just going to have to be our City going to now push on and do what they usually do, go and win.
We've got to win at Anfield, and we've got to win at Tottenham. And we never win at Anfield, we never win at Tottenham. We did in the FA Cup, but we never do. Arsenal's got to come to the Etihad and win.
Yeah.
Well, if they come to the Etihad and win, then I think that'll give them the belief, and then I think it's game on. But if they come to the Etihad and we deal with them, that sends them out of it, I think.
Yeah. So that's again, last year, I said the same thing. If they lose that game, they're in trouble. They're gonna end up falling away. And I think they did end up losing that game. But this year, they've actually beaten you both, haven't they, so far? You and Liverpool. So they can feel like, okay, we've done it now, boys. We've over that hump. Let's now carry on. Let's see if they do it. I think they can this year. I think they can. Still something inside me says City will go on a run, and it will be really, really tight between even Liverpool. They're killing it.
Do you know what makes me doubt Arsenal a little bit as well? Go on. Before the West Ham game, there was Arsenal fans moaning about Saka. He's not really up to the levels, and this, that, and the other of last season, and Martinelli. They go and beat West Ham by 6. They go and beat Burnley by 5. All of a sudden, Arsenal are back, So let's just realise that the 2 games don't paper over the cracks. They go to Porto, Porto dug in defensively, didn't have one shot, right? You know, being at the end of the season, the business end of the season, when teams are fighting to stay up, when players are fighting for their careers, the contracts, when there's European qualification on the line, teams are going to go to that Emirates, they're digging in. They ain't gonna roll over. So they dig in. And that's when I think Arsenal are going to struggle to break them down. Like they couldn't break Porto down the other night. That's where I think Arsenal's downfall is. I don't think they've got the patience to do it. I think they try and force it. They got caught on the counter-attack. Bang, Porto winning 1-0.
You know what? Let's see what happens. Let's see how the season pans out with that side. But look, this game, Man United, Man City, Sunday. Let's see how it pans out. Let's see if your prediction is right or my prediction and your prediction are pretty much the same anyway. But it's been great to have you on, Steve. Would look to have you on again for the reaction at some point as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Perfect. I'm back again anyway, so I'm back doing live streams again. So hopefully we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, and hopefully my actual prediction is wrong and we get the win.
No.
Peace out. I'll speak
Cheers,
to you soon.
mate.
Bye, guys.
Bye, mate.